Let's get started. So I have my girls here. Again, I'm Mary of Maryshappybelly. These are my girls. This is Olivia and Isabel. They're 4 and 6 years old.
I am 4.
Yes, you are. So Olivia is actually going to be helping to set up the table as we have dinner right after this with the meal that we're making today. So thank you, Olivia, for joining and saying hi to everyone. Hello.
Hi.
And Isabel is going to be my mini sous chef, and so she'll be kind of joining in, listening to what I have to say.
Hello.
I'll get her to do some prep work. I'll also have my husband help out with some of the grilling today. Okay, so again, some introductions. Why am I wearing a glove? It's because I got too excited for the demo and I cut myself yesterday. So I'll be using a glove here. Okay, so for those who don't know me, I am Mary of Maryshappybelly. I'm a food blogger, and I specialize in Asian recipes. So do check out my blog at maryshappybelly.com. I also have a television show. I'm a TV show host on a show called One World Kitchen, and I teach Cantonese cuisine. So right now that show is airing in Australia, as well as Crave TV, maybe CTV Lite, possibly on Gusto. So again, check me out and follow me on social media, on different channels, Twitter, Facebook, of course, Instagram, as well as YouTube. All right, so what am I making today? I'll be talking about 3 dishes. I'll be making one from scratch because we only have half an hour. Won't be able to kind of showcase everything in 30 minutes. So the 3 dishes are, and of course, showcasing Grace products. The first dish is a ginger garlic pimento steak. Very delicious. Who doesn't love some hunky, yummy protein? Perfect for Father's Day as well. Also, jerk potatoes, ultra spicy, so delicious. And last, I'll be making from start to finish is the callaloo chimichurri. Okay? So again, because it's half an hour, I am gonna get started and I'll talk about all the dishes and all the ingredients. Because my kitchen is small and I'm only one panning the camera, I will just kind of show you guys. So first things first, let's do the steak.
Here is steak.
Oh, thanks, Isabel. Okay, so this is a AAA New York strip loin, and I've seasoned it with ginger, garlic, pimento seasoning, as well as the Grace black pepper. I'm actually going to take it out for you to actually see the seasoning so you can see what it looks like. I oiled it and I air dried it overnight. The reason why I do this, it's optional for you, is that I find that it makes the meat flavor a little bit more intense. It's actually at room temperature. I took it out an hour. And to save time, I'm gonna get my husband right now to grill this, cut it up, and we'll do a tasting together. And we'll talk about the flavors, okay? So I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
It is fine.
Oh, can I get you, sweetie?
Eyes.
Sorry, I All right, so when you have kids around, you definitely need to improv because the younger one is making lots of songs. All right, actually, before I do that, let's talk about the seasoning. Okay. I know I'm rushing through this, but I promise you go through an entire recipe from start to finish. The recipe is also on my blog at maryshappybelly.com. Okay, so let's do the ginger garlic pimento seasoning. Sorry. All right, where is the camera? So you see, it's very gingery, but when you put it on the steak, it's super flavorful. So I definitely recommend this. You can put this on other proteins, on your vegetables. It's a very, very good seasoning. I like to eat it too. All right, moving on to the jerk potatoes. So I literally took these out 5 minutes ago, so they're super hot, and I'll tell you how I prepared it. So there are 5 potatoes that I parboiled. Parboiled meaning I cooked it in advance, just on a slightly still a little bit raw, but the reason why I do that, it definitely helps with making the cooking a lot more even. And then I toss 2 teaspoons of the jerk seasoning. Again, I'll let you see the teaspoon to see actually what it looks like. And I toss it with some fresh thyme, salt, pepper, as well as the Grace. Actually, Isabel, do you want to show this? You want to show this? And that's the Grace black pepper. Yes. So you put it in the oven for 400 degrees, 45 minutes. You toss it halfway. And so the trick is to this is that with the fresh thyme, you flip it halfway and you add more thyme when you flip it. The reason why you may do that is the first time you put in the thyme, it really flavors the potatoes, but then the second time you can actually see it when it's roasted. So you see a little like rustic kind of pieces. And the best part of the potatoes, super spicy, is that you can see these little pieces, or these little nibs, whatever you call them, and they're actually the best part. So good. So good.
My mom is very funny.
Mommy's being funny. They're spicy. All right. Let's talk about the Callaloo chimichurri, also known as Jamaican. Well, I call it Jamaican chimichurri, and I'll kind of tell you why I call it Jamaican chimichurri. Hold on for 1 second, Olivia.
Can I take off my ears?
Sorry, I got a question right here. Sorry. Okay, just go play. Just go play. The little one. All right. So the reason why I call it a Jamaican chimichurri is because it features some key ingredients in Jamaican cuisine and makes it extra incredible. And I'll be talking about that, okay? So I know some of you guys might be wanting to make this at home. So I will go through all the ingredients as well as the portions, okay? So this is the Grace Callaloo. So I'm not sure how many of you guys know what callaloo is. So a little bit of background is that my husband's side is Chinese, but his parents grew up in Trinidad. So I've had Trini callaloo. So I know that the vegetables like such as dasheen leaves are mixed in with crab, and it's kind of the outcome is kind of like a like a thick puree soup. Please don't quote me on that, but I've had it and I love it. But I love the Grace version, and I'm actually gonna pour it out so you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is one of the key ingredients that make it kind of that Jamaican style chimichurri. Other key ingredients that are really important are scallions, the Grace coconut vinegar. So I love this. So I'm not sure if you guys know what coconut vinegar is, but it is essentially 100% fermented coconut water. And Grace actually has a natural, organic line. So that's super cool in terms of the acidity, as well as the black pepper. We talked about that before. So those are kind of the ingredients in terms of the Grace products that I'm using into the chimichurri, the Callaloo chimichurri, sorry. So let's get started. So I'm gonna pour this out for you, and we're gonna make it from start to end. So in the meantime, some of the other ingredients will be, there's gonna be a chili pepper. We'll talk about some flat leaf parsley, as well as garlic. So I'm gonna get Isabel to peel 4 garlic cloves for me. And she's gonna also rip out, I guess, the root and the top, just the top of the onions, okay? No, you don't have to use a knife, okay? I wish I had some music. All right, so this is the Grace Callaloo. I'm gonna pour it in for you so you guys can see. Okay, So what you want to do, it's actually in a salt brine. If I have to compare like what it tastes most like, I would say like collard greens. So what you want to do is actually to squeeze out as much liquid as possible, okay? Because you really want to see the texture of the vegetable, okay? So we're going to do that. All right. So of course, I got one done already, so you guys can see. So talk a little bit more about chimichurri. So if you guys are not familiar with it, it originated from South America, and it is a green condiment that is perfect with grilled meats. So I like to put on everything from seafood, as well as vegetables, great for barbecue season. So this is going to be amazing to make and also to keep in your fridge. So you can use this. I'm actually eating it tonight and also tomorrow bring it for Father's Day barbecue. All right, so here you go. I've drained as much liquid and I squeezed as much liquid out of it. Okay. And then the next thing is I'm going to put it into the food processor. So let's talk about texture of a chimichurri. And this is an important tip because, I know, good job, Isabel. So helpful. It's my little sous chef here. So my sister is here from England. Hello, hi Tilly. And my other sister as well. They like to see family. Really appreciate it. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yes, in terms of the order of the chimichurri makes a difference in terms of the consistency. So in terms of the ingredients, if you blend everything together, it'll still taste the same. If it's chunky, it still tastes the same. Again, it's really based on your preference. But I do like it a little chunky. So there are two methods to making it chunky. One is to hand chop it and then put in oil and vinegar and garlic, things like that. And the other method is to use a food processor. I wouldn't recommend using a blender because the blender has kind of more of a sauce unless you were looking to make a puree. So that would be that, but I would highly recommend using a food processor. The order in which I put everything does make a difference in terms of the end. I've made this several times, so I have seen it, and this is the way I like it. It's blended, but it's a little chunky at the same time. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna do, just try to look at time here. We have about 15 minutes. The food processor here is we're gonna put in the garlic cloves. Okay, thank you, Isabel, for helping me peel that. We're putting 4 garlic cloves in. So as I'm putting this in, I want to talk about, just having your kids really help out. So I think it's very important to, you're not necessarily training for the next Master Chef Junior, but just having your kids really kind of around and talking about food, I think is important because you're more engaged, you're more interested, and it's good to start at a young age. Even if you get them to set the table, talk about where the ingredients, and you let them try new flavors. I think that's really important. So that's all about cooking with kids and really kind of talking about the ingredients. So I think it's great, and I hope you guys can do that as well. Okay, so next up, I didn't use a measuring cup, but about 2 cups of flat leaf parsley. If you want to use coriander, that's okay as well, but I do prefer the flat leaf parsley. So that the order again is the garlic cloves, the flat leaf parsley, yes. What's next? These are the scallions, or green onions. We have 2. Don't have to rip in half. I just did that to make it a little bit easier for the food processor. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna blend it to a consistency. So I'm gonna have to move the camera a little bit so you guys can see that it's super chunky. Then I kind of threw everything in. Okay, you can see like the whole green onion and scallions here, and I'm just going to, sorry, it's gonna be a little bit noisy. All right.
That looks yummy.
That looks yummy, right? So I love the consistency right now, but it's gonna be chopped a little bit more once I put in, can you see it? Yeah, so you see the chopped ingredients. And now I'm gonna put in the acidity as well as the salt and pepper, and the oil. So that's kind of the next step. So I have, what do I have here? Let's do the oil. Let's do the vinegar. Using the coconut vinegar. I use about 1/8 cup, which is about 2.5 tablespoons. Okay. Again, the recipe is on my blog. You can review this live segment later. Okay, we have lemon. Normally I use about half a lemon, is a little bit more, but of course lemon is a great way to brighten things up. Also going to use the zest. Don't ever waste the zest because it really brightens everything. It's not bitter because you're not using kind of that white part of the lemon. It's not even working. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's get the lemon juice in. Are you finding this interesting as well?
Yeah.
Good.
It's really interesting.
Right. So let's get the lemon juice.
What else can I help with?
What else can you help with? That is a good question. You know what? If you can find the Grace Foods black pepper, that would be really helpful. Oops, I got a seed in there. Didn't mean to. So again, I'm really thankful that all you guys are here, and hopefully you guys are learning something, and I really want you guys to make this. Again, if you have any questions, I will read through all the comments and try my best to answer some of the pressing ones on my Instagram account. All right, so Isabel did find the black pepper. Again, this is very subjective. I'm gonna put about half a teaspoon. That might be 1. And then salt. Let's do. Isabel can help out. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon. Okay. Maybe a little bit more, baby. Yeah. Okay. Flip it in. Yeah, so with the kids helping out, I mean, there's so many skills that you learn. I mean, motor skills to math skills. I didn't even think cooking is a lot of math, but you could even talk about it like, what's half teaspoon plus half teaspoon? Like, there you can have a math lesson. So very good, especially right now with, you know, I hope everyone's safe. That's the most important thing I wanted to say. I hope everyone's safe. And then when you have kids at home, you can teach them cooking and other skills as well. What else am I missing? And the last thing is oil. Okay, so oil of choice. You can use canola oil, vegetable oil, extra virgin olive oil. I'm using avocado oil. Okay.
Avocado.
It is healthy, but each one is, I mean, yeah, so you get a slightly different outcome because some oils are a little bit more neutral than others, and a little bit more watery, but avocado is a good in-between. Not too thick, not too thin. So I'm using half a cup. Pouring that in. All right, and we're gonna blend it. I'm just gonna blend it a couple of times, and then I'm gonna show you what. All right. So at this point, oopsie, looks like there's a lot of oil, but when I'm gonna add the callaloo last. All right.
What's callaloo, Mommy?
Yeah, so the callaloo. So last 2 ingredients I'm gonna add in is the callaloo, right out of the can, drained. And the last thing oh good, that's really good. The last thing I forgot to talk about was the heat. So it's really important to have, I mean, I love heat. I love the spice. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm back. All right, in terms of the chili pepper, I'm using a Thai chili, also known as piri piri, also known as bird's eye chili. It's really up to you. If you have other like peppers like Scotch bonnet, feel free to use that. If you don't like spicy food, you can omit that as well. All right, so I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to also include the seeds. Okay. So the reason why I'm cutting it in advance and not adding it in here is because I want to make sure that it's evenly cut when it's added into the end. But also, the purpose of adding the callaloo and the hot peppers at the very end is really, you're just really mixing the ingredients and slightly chopping it so you get that chunkiness. So that is the trick to a chunky chimichurri, is to put in some of the rougher ingredients in the beginning, and with the callaloo, it's a little softer to add to the end. So I'm just gonna pulse this really quickly. I don't think this is on properly there. 1, 2. I meant to do 3 pulses. Okay. I'm going to serve this into a bowl. Of course, taste as you go. I forgot to talk about that. So good. So good as is. But definitely up to you to taste it. Add more lemon if you need more salt, things like that. I'm going to add it to a bowl so you can see. And we have about 6 minutes. Don't worry, we'll finish on time. We'll do the tasting now. I'll talk about some exciting things like Grace Foods, so you guys are aware. All right, so hopefully you guys learned something today. Let's talk about this chimichurri. Let's do a tasting. Okay, so before we talk about the tasting, I am going to be talking about some things about Grace Foods that I hope you guys know. So they have an amazing giveaway right now where you can win amazing, I guess, kid survival kits. So all these incredible ingredients, and I'll show you some of the other products from Grace Foods that are amazing. And so how do you enter things like that? Head to their website, gracefoods.ca/cooking-with-kids. Very, very easy. You can also look at their last Instagram post. All the details are there. From what I remember, please look at the post for more exact details. All you do is just follow them on Instagram and Facebook. There's a hashtag CookingWithGraceCa. I guess the most important thing is to cook with your family and tag Grace Foods so you know that you guys are cooking together, which is really important, and you're using Grace Food products. Tag them, tag some friends, let them know how great your cooking is and how important it is to cook with kids and family time. So definitely enter that. All right, I'm gonna move some things out of the way. It's a little messy here so we can talk about tasting. We're gonna wrap up very soon. So I'm gonna just show you some products just so you guys are aware. Hot sauce. I love hot sauce. There's so many. I grew up with this one, the hot pepper sauce, the coconut milk. How about you guys? What are some of your favorite products? I want to know. Tell me some of your favorite Grace Food products. I want to read it. Coconut milk, of course. I actually made rice and peas on the pot. It's gonna be for dinner. I used Grace Foods parboiled rice, coconut milk, of course the black pepper. Of course we're gonna enjoy some drinks after this because all the hard work. We have a pineapple drink, and of course we have my favorite ginger beer. It's actually not beer, but it has an amazing gingery taste. It's very addictive there. All right, so again, we have 3 minutes and I am going to do the tasting. So let's look at that steak. Where is it? Okay. Oh, you didn't, can you cut it for me? Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Thought my husband didn't get it ready. A couple of minutes before we do the tasting. Okay, so let's talk about different things. Let's talk about this chimichurri. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some photos and I'll post it on my Instagram stories so that you guys can see exactly what I made today. You can make this too. That's the most important thing. Is exactly what you saw today. Is it's so easy. You keep this in the fridge, eat it, make it, eat it in the summer. It's chunky. Look at the hot peppers. Look at that consistency. Look at that hue, and the flavor is incredible. Okay? So that's the chimichurri taste. I like it with the meat. We gotta wait for that. The potatoes. I wanted to say that Grace actually has a non-spicy jerk sauce. Happens when you have a small kitchen. All right, they also have a non-spicy version with the green label, but this is the hot one. So because I put 2 tablespoons, it is super spicy. I like the skin. Is that? Feel that? Mmm. So good. This potato is super spicy, but keep the skin on. So delicious.
Thank you. See that?
Mm-hmm. Isabel's also gonna, she loves steak. She's also gonna have one. I think we're good. And that beautiful, oopsie, put it this way. Delicious steak, hot off the grill, just for you guys. Isabel's gonna eat one. Take the centerpiece. About 3 minutes aside for medium rare.
Mmm, yummy.
That's yummy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm, so good. Some of that chimichurri. That's it. That was easy. And I just hope that you guys learned something. This recipe is on my blog. This is freaking delicious. And so we're gonna wrap up. I hope you're gonna make that chimichurri. I hope you learned something new. Hope you buy Grace Food products because they're incredible. They have so many different products you will love. Oh, Isabel's really liking it. Guess what's for dinner? All right, thank you all again. I really appreciate your time. Oh, the little one wants it. She loves steak too. We'll give you a steak in a second, okay? So that's it. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. Isabel says bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, the little one says bye as well. Have a great weekend. Have an amazing Father's Day weekend. And cook with Grace. Right? Bye. Take care. Follow me on social media.